So I really just want to take a moment and speak to an overarching theme that has been on my mind for a long time. It really speaks to gratitude. Well, it really boils down to, at the end of the day, really what it takes to make it in this industry. And so even those that decide that they don't want to pursue this as a lifelong mission, goal, vision, dream, they can apply it to whatever career field they so choose to take later in life. My first real point is gratitude, and I think that generally speaking in life there's not enough of it, but even more so speaking in this industry there is an immense shortage. And when I speak of gratitude, I think that I am incredibly thankful for those that I worked for in the past. I think that you can take little life lessons from anybody you work with, even if it's things that you don't necessarily want to apply to how you want to run your own place, whether it's how you want to run your own kitchen, or how you want to run your own restaurant, or whether it's how you want to run your hotel. You can take life lessons from managers or chefs that you've worked from in the past, and just as it is important for you to learn how you want to do it, it's equally as important to learn how you don't want to do it. So for everybody that gets bent out of shape, like totally bent out of shape for the managers that they don't want to work for, and it's for some reason it seems to be easier to complain than it is to contribute. I think that you can take what you don't like about the manager that you're working for, or the chef that you're working for, and you can turn it around. You can apply it to what you do like when you have the opportunity to do it on your own. So when I speak of gratitude, oftentimes I talk about the degree of separation in agriculture, and I say that there is one degree of separation in agriculture. When we want to work with somebody that is raising bison, and I don't have access to that contact, I might call the folks that raise our beef, and they might say, Clayton, all right, I'm going to give you a phone number and a contact name, and you're going to call this guy, and he raises bison. Okay, wonderful, really appreciate it. One degree of separation. When I call the bison guy because I need a rabbit farmer, they're going to give us that contact as well. Like I'm talking about, one degree of separation. The hospitality industry is a little bit different. Whereas agriculture, you have one degree of separation between your local aggregate farmers. There is one degree of separation in the hospitality industry nationwide, without fail. Maybe 2 degrees. But if I don't know someone, whether it's on the West Coast or the East Coast or the Midwest, I know someone that knows someone on the West Coast, the East Coast, or the Midwest. And it all ties back to gratitude. It ties back to not burning the bridges. It ties back to working for chefs that inspire you and wanting to do the work, understanding tenacity and understanding grit, realizing that if it was easy, everyone would do it. And so oftentimes I see young cooks, and I don't mean young by necessarily age, I mean young by experience. So this could be somebody that's fresh out of high school, entering culinary school. This could be somebody that has been in a 20-plus year career and decided to change industries. It doesn't really matter to me. Age is really a number. I'm fortunate that I had a really young start, so I can never be somebody that judges somebody based solely on their age, but I base it on experience in the industry. And I think that I see a lot of young cooks inexperienced, and they have this expectation that it's supposed to be easy, that they're going to graduate culinary school, or that they're going to enter into this executive chef position, or that they're going to enter into some type of management position because there's an understanding of terminology and things of that nature. But it's so much more than that. It's really understanding the greater picture of realizing that it really takes, like it takes a village to raise a child. It takes so much more than a village to run a restaurant, or a hotel, a bed and breakfast. It's hard work. It's long hours. It's long days, and it takes a special individual that can put some of their own needs on the shelf sometime in order for that place, whatever that place may be, to run smoothly. When I speak to gratitude, I think that oftentimes it's easier to gravitate and to focus on the negative. Chef was mean, chef raised his voice, chef whatever. For some reason, that's an easier thing for us as individuals or humans to grasp. But in all reality, there is this loss of gratitude in the abundance of knowledge one learns from a chef, even if it's not just specific fundamental cooking skills. It's how to carry yourself in a kitchen. It's how to balance work and life, because holy shit, it's hard. I've been fortunate to have a restaurant that's been open for 8 years. We've been working on this project for 10 plus years, and I'm still learning the work-life balance lesson. And I feel that young culinarians often think that it's going to be easy and that there's this like footloose, fancy-free approach. And I hate to be the one to have to burst that bubble, but it's not really true. That this industry is built on passion. It has to be built on passion. And if it's not, you will never make it. You just won't. If you're focused on money, I hope that you figure it out. I hope that you make the money that you're looking for, but it's not the driving factor. You are feeding people. At the end of the day, the only thing that you have left at the end of a great meal is a memory, because tomorrow morning, that's all it is. Like, you're creating memories for people, you're feeding people delicious food. It has to be built on passion. Like, there's really no other way around it. Because otherwise your fire will burn out and you'll decide to do something else. So I speak back to gratitude. It's about being thankful for what you're learning. It's about being thankful for what you've learned in the past. It's about being excited for what you're going to learn in the future. It's about understanding that this industry attracts all walks of life. Everything from what we call lifers to somebody like myself that has been in this business their entire life, to somebody that has a 4+ year university degree, to somebody that's worked in the professional world for 30+ years and decides to get into this industry. It's full of all walks of life, and you have to walk into it with a sense of gratitude, understanding that we all come from different backgrounds, understanding that you don't know everything, and realistically you never will. When you have the opportunity to feel that you're in a comfortable place in the kitchen and that you have learned a great deal, I bet that there is an amazing opportunity for you to shut the f*** up and learn something from your front of the house manager, because their life is totally different than yours. And I think that it's so easy to build resentment towards people in the industry or people that you're working with, you know, that are on the other side of the line, meaning front and back of the house. But we all have different situations. We all come from different pedigrees. I really encourage you to not fall in that category, and for you to go into it with an open mind and open heart, and to learn from those around you, because you can learn bits and pieces from everyone. The path that you choose is the path that you choose. And it's really easy to say, man, I came in early this morning and, you know, I've been prepping all day, and the general manager showed up at 4 o'clock, or the server showed up at 4 o'clock, and they make blank, blank, and blank, and I make, you know, less than that or whatever. Guess what? You live in America. It's a free country. You could be a server. You could be a front of the house manager. You chose not to be. You chose to be in the kitchen because the food is inspiring to you. It like builds your fire. It builds passion. That is something you chose. So embrace it and enjoy it. And take the opportunity to learn something from those around you, to learn something from the servers, to learn something from your front of the house manager, because there's a reason why they chose that path too. I think that the easy answer is resentment, the easy answer is anger, but I think that it's a bullshit answer. I don't I don't agree with it whatsoever. I think that we all choose our own path, and maybe sometimes we make the wrong decision, which is totally fair. If life wasn't full of second chances, I wouldn't be standing here right now. But it is the path that I chose. I'm grateful for all of those that I worked for, and realistically, maybe in the situation, I wasn't as thankful as I should have been for those that I worked for that were really hard to work for, that really pushed me, that really gave me no sense of a pat on the back, no blue ribbon. Not Clayton, you did a nice job today. They were this is what you messed up, and this is what you need to do better tomorrow, and if you can't really hang, then don't show up. In the moment, I was not grateful for that, and I should have been. Because those moments were the moments that gave me the backbone that I needed, and the tenacity and the grit that I needed, that when it got really hard, when I was an entrepreneur, when I was the chef and I was the owner, which are both full-time jobs, running a place, and things hit the fan, it was those life lessons that gave me the grit and the tenacity to be able to put my head down and get it done without complaining. Those are the life lessons that make you strong. I can say this time of year always gives me the opportunity to reflect on where I've been, and hopefully inspiration to where I'm going or where I could be going. And so this really provides the opportunity to be grateful. It gives me the opportunity to thank those that I've worked for in the past, that have provided life lessons, that have provided culinary lessons and experiences, whether they would have been great or awful in the moment. They're life lessons nonetheless, and they've provided experiences that have built the foundation to the person I have become. And I think that I'm just grateful. I'm thankful for it, and I wouldn't change it a bit. So I encourage you, as a young culinarian, as you're entering into the business, maybe you've been in it for a little while, to keep an open mind, to remember that we all come from different walks of life and backgrounds, and to put your head down and to focus and to work, and that you only get out of something what you put into it. So, thanks for joining me today. We'll see you next time. Take care.